I'm Quaira Jackson, the therapist and TBR practitioner for the Therapeutic Family Service Program at Building Families for Children. We provide therapeutic interventions for children and families who've experienced trauma to facilitate connection and healing to help children thrive in families. As a therapist, I use the Trust-Based Relational Intervention Model, or TBRI, as the primary treatment modality for family therapy. I really love this model, primarily because of the faith-based principles infused throughout. I also appreciate this model because it is holistic in that it meets the spiritual, emotional, psychological, and physiological needs of the children, and also sensory, which is not really common in other therapeutic interventions. Lastly, I appreciate that this model involves connection and the involvement of the caregiver or parent in the treatment process, primarily because we know what's broken in relationship must be healed in relationship. And by way of the caregiver and being involved in the therapeutic process, it helps to facilitate healing both for the child and then ultimately for the family.
I thought it was gonna not fix my kid, but help my kid and I to get to a place where we can understand one another. And I think we're getting there. We're just not taking the path I had expected. And I didn't realize how much more mindfulness I had to get to and how much more vulnerable I had to get. And that's been challenging, but I have seen growth for myself and my child because of that.
Children from hard places many times have developed maladaptive behavioral, strategies like lying, aggression, manipulation, control. And the goal of Therapeutic Family Services is to help those children to heal from those maladaptive behavior strategies by building trust with a safe and loving caregiver to facilitate a healthy connection and ultimately help them heal from their past trauma.
I think the things that have really surprised me is how much I've learned at Building Families, because I've learned about myself, I've learned about my child, I've learned about our relationships, and then also how my child sees the world. And I wasn't really prepared for that, I don't think. I really thought we're here to fix this challenge that we're dealing with. And yes, we're working on that, but I'm also starting to understand, how does she see things? How does she process things? What things is she worried about or frightened about or scared about? And I didn't really know that I was going to be encountering that. And Building Families has really helped me to really see more of the bigger picture. And I thought, I know it's a big picture problem, but I just didn't understand how many things this encompasses. So I'm really helping to equip her to make better choices for herself. I remember kind of thinking is my challenge really bad enough to warrant the commitment financially and time to make things better? And I would tell myself yes, because even if things get slightly better, I'm still improving the health and well-being and maybe the safety of my family. And I had been oh no, it's not that bad. It's not that serious. It's not as bad as that one person or this person. It's not about comparing anything. I think comparison they're so challenging because we feel I'm not as bad as that person or better than this person. But really, it's not about that. It's really about what's best for your family now and your family for the future.